Just click the way. Yeah, you're good.
Today's video is sponsored by the team over at jinglemining.com. Jingle Mining is proud to be the largest Jas-Miner ASIC distributor in the world. Jingle Mining strives to provide some of the quietest and most efficient ASIC miners in the industry through its partnership with Jas-Miner, along with provide fellow miners fast shipping worldwide on top of friendly customer service and support. Jingle Mining is excited to share that they are the exclusive distributor of the brand new Jas-Miner X4QZ miner. This ASIC mines at a massive 840 megahash and only 340 watts. Jingle Mining is pleased to announce the launch of their Jas-Miner X16 pre-sale. With a 50% down payment, you can lock in your Jas-Miner X16 for June. The Jas-Miner X16 is a beast at 1,845 megahash and only 630 watts. I have two Jas-Miners of my own from Jingle Mining, the X41U and the X4Q, and I love them. Check out Jingle Mining via the link in today's video description.
Are you ready for the world's greatest Sunday night stream? 3 p.m. EST. Can you feel it? Hobby, can you feel it? I can feel it! I don't know if you can hear that sound. Oh. It was. Oh, baby, 22's a chance. Tell your baby mama that the HobbyistMiner is now live.
Here we go. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And here we are. What's going on, guys? Leave it up to DJ to just get you hyped up for your own stream. Like your own stream, you're more hyped up for when DJ's here, which is awesome. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Beautiful day out. It's like the 60s. Ooh.
Yeah, it was chillier here this morning. 40s. I was working out in the shed, and because yesterday we got a crazy thunderstorm. Like the rain was sideways. It was one of those. Like couldn't see very far. Like it was nutty. Check the shed though. We were good. A little tiny bit of water, but barely anything. Like nothing. So I'll take that as a victory.
I think the first rain test is the scariest when you build something.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like,
I remember the first
leak?
time I had my shed. First time I did the intakes. We had a thunderstorm. I went out to the shed in the middle of the thunderstorm, and there was water coming in. Like this was before I did the gutter or anything like that, and that was my saving grace. Gutter, more silicone, we were good. But oh my gosh, I was out there soaking, putting up tarps. Like, couldn't record it. Couldn't record it. But how you doing? How's your Sunday going today?
Amazing. I went
That's
door
awesome.
dashing in the morning.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
You two ain't paying the bills right now. So I did a little bit of that. Then I went to both of my locations, and man, it's coming together. It's really coming together. And
so,
just for your audience,
go ahead.
Can I show this?
Absolutely.
Just for your audience, I haven't shown any photos to anyone.
Oh man!
But to this live stream, I'm not going to show a good one. It's an okay one.
Teaser.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, what is that?
Can't. That is a massive
solar farm.
Bro, it's like at least 1,000 to 2,000 solar panels, literally across the street from my first location. I went over there last week.
That was massive. Yeah.
Dude, I was like, because I haven't been there in over a year. I was like, when did this?
Wow.
I mean, dude, literally across the street is.
This was across from the shed or across from the first plot of land?
The first one with the 3 acres that I was going to build on.
Okay.
So I need to talk to them. Like, hey.
Yeah, be like, hey, can I drop a container? Oh, even you, like, if you could drop a container on there, or if they could feed you the power, like you could. Yeah. You could have the cable. Yeah. So there's lots of opportunity there.
I hope so.
The worst they could say is no.
Then I'll just acquire it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So, you got out to your shed? Were you working on anything on the shed today, or just checking in?
So I was just cleaning it up because my electrician, he's busy with the kids, trying to fix, the last, the first electrician I hired originally's mess. We're getting there for sure, man. I'd say, everything's hooked up. The meters are up. Everything like that is hooked up. I've just got to rewire everything, which I don't feel super comfortable with doing by myself without them because it's, it's like 15 outlets. And I mean, not necessarily rocket science, but at the same time, as far as hooking up to the panel, 100%. I don't feel that comfortable. Yeah, I'm just waiting.
I don't do that. I don't do that myself at all. I don't punch in the panel. Nope, I'm good. I'll do everything else.
Yeah.
Except for the panel. No, that's awesome. That sounds good. I mean, that's good. I'm happy to hear it. So your shed is actually something that you're looking to build out then. I know it's gone back and forth and questionable with Virginia and everything like that, but you're still moving forward with it either way?
Either way, man. Either way.
Wow.
Because I think this is the time to build. My electric rate is pretty bad. Last month was 14 cents. The months before were like 16, 17. But maybe this is foolish of me, but I'm thinking, you know what? If the bull market is coming, which I do think it will be coming, I mean, am I going to care about, 14 cents, 15 cents at that point? If we are making some good money, yeah, sure, it'd be great to have under 10 cents. But if we get to the point where, I mean, we're making $1 a GPU or something, does it really matter at that point? So I'm kind of banking on that, at least getting the infrastructure up. So if and when, everything becomes crazy profitable, I will be ready to plug in.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking back to like the last bull run. And I turned up the music, by the way. People couldn't hear it. I turned it up. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like too loud. That's always my concern, it's blasting. But yeah, so I was thinking back to the last bull run, and like electricity was like a factor that we all consider when we're doing calculations, but it wasn't like this pain point. So my hope is like in the next bull run that, I don't see electric rates going down. Like they're not all of a sudden magically going to go down. Like why would that happen unless any legislation goes in place on a state level or anything like that? But I think, yes, if profits are high enough, we're not going to worry about electric. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of the thing that I think was what you're saying is get everything in place, ready to go so that you can do that. So if you thinking through timeline here wise, is your goal to get that up and running before Virginia?
Yeah. Oh, 100%, man. Also, because if I move, I mean, it just helps the property out so much more having power up and running. I mean, they don't need that much power in a shed, but hey, at least to be fully operational, that's just a nice selling point long term, right? Like,
it's a little workshop. You literally could list it if you wanted to as a little workshop, like you know what I mean? Like a guy might like first thing I think about when I see that on crypto related is like a tree service company or something like that wants a plot of land to park their trucks on, and then they have internet right there and they have power and like perfect, like that's something that comes to mind. So I think that's good. Very cool. Very cool. Now, you're gonna do GPUs and ASICs in there, or just one over the other?
Oh man, so I want to do ASICs there only. However, this is where things get difficult for me, because if you ever look up, like, GPUs, not a huge difference between 14 and like 8 cents or something. I mean, it's different. I'm not saying it's not, but the difference between ASICs is thousands of dollars. Like if you were to look up. Like I talked to 𝗟𝐸 about this. He was at like 25 cents. Yeah. And if you were to get that hosted at some place, right, 8 or 9 cents, dude, it's $5,000 a year difference. Like you see what I'm saying? Wow. Right. So I'm only buying big boy ASICs, K7s, S19 XPs, stuff like that, right? Like things that are we're talking about literally 3 to 5K a year. So I don't really want to put it in my shed for the ASICs because, dude, I'm not trying to lose out on tens of thousands if I fill that place up. So I'd be more open to the GPU side once I fill up this garage here at this location. Yeah.
Got it. Very cool. Are you I'm just picking you apart on questions now. Have you kind of figured out in your head like what you're bringing to Virginia and what you're not?
Yeah. So funny. Oh, I haven't even announced this. So I found out last week I'm not going to Virginia. I am moving.
Oh. Okay.
But it won't be the end of this year anymore. So now they're talking about it's a lot of details with my it's a lot of details with my job. So now they're talking about anywhere from like February to May of next year. Okay. So still moving, but it was supposed to be October this year. So I got a little.
So you got a year to work with now, about a year to work with, and you don't know where it is yet.
No. So I'll try not to bore you with the details. Basically, for my job, I work for the man. For anybody who doesn't know,
the man.
So basically, my job, you have what's called a marketplace, depending on your rank, and so. This is like your top 20 places, and you have to number them 1 through 20. Last time, Virginia was like number 17 out of 20. So it wasn't big. I did not want Virginia. So now I have to re-marketplace, which means I put in for all these places. So
Where are you
hopefully
hoping
they
to go? Where are you hoping to go?
I want to stay here.
Oh, really? Okay.
I really
Okay.
do, man. I want to pay off this house. I wanna keep
Because you have
building
some
here.
stake in there. You have some real estate there, everything like that. Got
Right.
it. Okay.
So, I like
Got
it
it.
here. And the
That's
winters
cool.
are amazing. And the mining, obviously the electric.
Electric aside, yeah.
But the hottest
Yep.
here is what, 82? Like, I mean,
Mhm.
it does not get hot. I'm almost at Canada, so.
Yeah, that's impressive. No, it's a good call. That's a good call. I mean, I was gonna say maybe you were throwing out for like Texas because of how supportive they are of mining, but no, that's good to know. That's definitely good to know. Well, cool. Yeah, I mean, on the shed part, this morning, my electrician came out, and my goal was two things. First, we moved the power. Well, I left the power in the garage, but I need to get rid of the mining rigs in the garage. It was like 90 to 100 degrees in there on 85-degree days. And like, it just was, when you have a garage that hot, it starts to seep into your home. Like it affects the house.
Yeah.
So, needed to get rid of that. Wife encouraged that as well. So I was like, all right, time to take action. So I left my 30 amp 240 volt, plug in the garage. It's there, it's off. And then my mining room that I built a year or more ago, I'm only using one of the outlets in there, and it's got like a server and a NAS unit on it, and that's it. So I disconnected two of them, not physically at the outlet, but at the breaker. Those two of those 30 amp 240 volts. And this morning I did it with my electrician. Took about 2.5 hours. Wired everything out, did all the conduit, terminated all the boxes,
Sick.
and about 12 o'clock powered everything on. So now the shed went from 3 30 amp 240 volt to 5 30 amp 240 volt. Yeah, it'll be good. Now I'm already going to use one of them, like it's got the equipment from the garage, but that gives me a little bit more room to expand. I got some more hardware coming. I got hardware that's off because I can't run it with more power. So yeah, that was a big move. I literally cleaned it up and was like, all right, we're going live. Like I didn't even get anything plugged in.
Oh man.
I was like, all right.
80% rolls 160
Yep.
amps. Mr. Hobbyist,
Yep.
What are we doing? Are we maxing out?
We're
those
good.
30s?
We're good. We're good.
Sure.
I chatted with him a lot about that because I was like, what are some things I should look for, stuff like that. So like, yeah. So right now, 30 times 240. Here, I can actually put it up on the screen. Let's see. Just throw it up here. Boop. Okay. DJ will just be able to see the stream if needed. But
Okay.
so 30 amp times 240 is 7,200 watts. And then we have 5 of those. So that's 3,600 watts. And then you times that by your 80%. So that'll give me 28,800 watts I'm going to use in the shed is what that's going to give me. So that's kind of how that kind of calculates out with like the rule there. Now, you still have to stay at 80% of 200 amps. That's what I have.
Yeah, the house.
And yeah, so that's something that if you do that, you still want to do it 16 amps pretty much, like, or I'm sorry, not 16. It's going to be 160, but 160 amps is kind of pretty much, you're going to want to stay under 160 amps for the entire house pretty much is what it comes down to.
So now you're saying you can't have the dryer on and the oven.
Well, here's my saving grace. You ready? The dryer is gas. The oven is gas. The furnace is gas. So that saves a ton in my home. Like, huge win there. Especially from the cost electric, too. So, yeah. So, definitely some better options there to save the least. But, yeah. So, that was my morning. I'll probably this week start to get everything moved over, set up, good to go. But as I have told you, and I've told people before, looking at a second property not owned by me. It's actually my electrician. I call him Mr. Electrician on stream. My electrician, he literally lives 3 minutes away from me. He lives off the beaten path, not in a neighborhood. I hit him up last time he was here, and he's like, dude, let's do a shed. He's like, let's do it. He's like, I'll run a 150 amp panel out there for you. And he's a single guy, lives alone. He's never home. He's an electrician. So, like, not worried about electric or anything. And got the power quoted. I think I told you this. $99 a month for unlimited electric. Never for 12 months. Then after that, they're gonna come back and be like $1,000. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, that gives it. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. So things are moving forward.
Tell him do 200 amps, man. It's only like $50 more.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is limited. Like he has a 200 amp at his house, so he was like, he'll run 150 amp. So it'll pretty much be identical to like my setup, except he wants to. Yeah, he wants to run a sub panel. And he's like, and he's doing everything now, to be perfectly transparent. He's doing everything for free. So he's like, dude, I told him, I'm like, I'll pay for the infrastructure. And he's like, great, I got he has a trencher. He's going to trench it, run the panel out, terminate everything. So yeah, lucky SOB is the way. Trust me, I count my blessings. 100%.
And it's going into the bull run. Hopefully by the time this is up and running.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'd say in the next 6 weeks is my goal, is to get it up and running and kind of take everything I learned from my shed, apply it there. But that shed's going to be dedicated to ASICs. So it's going to be designed a little bit differently.
Smart.
Which would be cool.
Smart, man. ASICs.
Yeah.
Oh, your poll earlier, I was about to say it was almost 50-50. Now it looks like GPU mining with 75-25.
The horde came in. The horde came in. Those loyal followers.
Yeah, I was about to say it's 50-50. Because I think 2021, nobody would have. It wouldn't have been 50-50. It would have been like 1% ASIC, like 99 GPU.
Yeah. This isn't surprising. Like my community, like I try to think back to like when I started on YouTube, which was like 4 GB GPUs, and I didn't even have a graphics card that could mine Ethereum until 14 months into mining. So like,
oh shit, wow.
Very, very GPU focused. Like, so I'm not surprised a majority of that community is in that same situation. Yeah, definitely. So what do you have on right now? You got a lot of your farms up and bumping right now, right?
Oh, I can briefly tell you. Let's see.
Go for it. Give us the rundown.
All right. This isn't everything, but it's on my hive. 1 Dynex. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 doing triple mine, Ergo, Casp, and Zill. I got 2 on the lithium, 4 rigs on Chlor, 2 rigs on
lithium.
Flux.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. 2 rigs on Flux, and then all the ASICs that are getting hosted.
Yep.
So
that's awesome. Good for you. That's a lot. That's what are you, $150 in GPUs? 150 GPUs? What was your last count?
That are turned on?
That are on. Yeah. That you have on right now.
Ah, God. Let me see. I'm gonna just say like 120. I probably got. Okay. I'm trying to get everything on, so I got another 80 to go. I just went to the shed today. I picked up 3 more Octominers. I took out like 14 more. I took out like 14 more GPUs that were sitting around. I'm trying to get everything up and running, but it's.
Now, what's your power at your house in order to do that? Like, do you have a 200 amp or a 400?
I have a 2.
Okay.
I have a 2, so I can't get everything at this location. I have 3 at some of my friends' house here. And then I have I'm getting the one back from Wooly. I'm trying to get it all going, but yeah, I won't be able to run it all at this house, unfortunately. Okay. I really need that shed to start getting the other stuff on.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
But hopefully get to that 200 GPU mark, man.
That'd be cool. I mean, that's a big win. Yeah, I think for me, I have. Let's see here. If I just swap over. If I thought of this ahead of time, I would have shared my my everything so that DJ could see it all at the exact same time. But now he's got to wait for the delay. So I got nothing in my basement. My garage, I powered everything down, which is about 18 GPUs in there. And then in the shed itself, let's see here. So the shed, Flux, 𝗟𝗏, 𝗟𝗏, Ironfish, which is solo mining.
There you go.
𝗟𝗏, and Flux. But I do have my ASICs, like all my ASICs are on S19J Pro, E9 Pro. I sent out the K7, that's no longer in my hands. That got sent out, so I enjoyed that while it lasted. And then I do have all the L3s, the X5s. All my mini ASICs are back online. All my, I guess we'll call those like the Gold Shell 2s, like the bigger ones now. They're like 400 watts each. Those are all on, except for 2 that I have to do videos on. And then, as I told DJ before this stream, I haven't told anyone else about it, but I have 2 S19J Pro 100 terahashes on the way as well from Hong Kong right now. So
let's go.
Yeah. So definitely need more power in that second shed, like ASAP.
Yeah.
But I couldn't really turn it down because I literally got it for $1,800 to my door. Like $1,800 to my door per S19J Pro. Like,
which one?
The 100 terahash. Because I wanted it to match my current one, so I could do some testing on like 3 of the exact same model. So so that gives you $18 a terahash. So like, That's pretty, like, I got a really good deal on that. Oh, and then I do have my my 𝗏𝐵 FPGA on the way as well. Should be here this week. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, really? Which one?
I bought the 𝗏multi-miner M2. So
Can you
I
return
bought...
it?
No. So I bought this back... I had to bring up my calendar. I bought it on April 1st. Before the Ice River, before any of these things were even came to light. So I bought it back on April 1st when like 𝗏𝐵 hit like 3 cents maybe or 2.5, and that hype was riding. So I bought it, but it's taken forever to get to me because it's got to go from the manufacturer to the supplier or reseller, and then the reseller to me. So they shipped it out. It should be here this week, which I'm excited about because then my plan is to just I did the math. Okay, I'm gonna put it up on screen again. I did the math on this. So this is 10 terahash, right? And 10 gigahash, and a 3070 does 500 megahash. So that means if you do 500 each times 20, that's going to give you the equivalent. It would take me 20 3070s to equal the power of this FPGA. Now,
that's good.
If you do the math on the watts, it's identical. It comes in at like 1300 watts for 20 3070s. Now, here's the difference. 20 3070s, let's be realistic. Let's say you could get a deal and you got 20 3070s for $300, okay? Let's say, pretty good deal there. That's $6,000. My FPGA cost me $1,900. $1,900.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like, okay, now I know FPGA versus GPU, versatility, being able to fluctuate, stuff like that. So I'm going to just put this on 𝗏𝐵, and that's my only thing on 𝗏𝐵. Everything else, I'm going to go ahead and put flux and some other things. So that'll allow me to pivot most of my GPUs back over to coins that I want to mine on them.
Yeah, I mean, at least you'll still be able to mine, right? Like,
yep.
If you do the math there, you said 10 gigahash?
10 gigahash, yeah.
So the River's doing what, 2,000 gigahash?
Oh, the River's on a whole nother world. I didn't even know about it when I bought it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like GPUs competing with ASICs almost. So I guess the ASICs are just going to be,
Yep.
I mean, the GPUs are just out of question. But, these FPGAs, it's fairly low wattage, so.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing.
Not?
It's like I bought it with what I knew at that time. The word Ice River didn't exist on April 1st. It literally has like come to light in the last like 2 weeks or whatever, 2.5 weeks. So yeah, that was the big difference there. But yeah, I mean, I don't regret it. I'm just like, all right, well, you make a decision with what you have then. So yeah, so it'll be nice. So it'll work out well.
So what do you think about the Ice River now? What do you think about 𝗏𝐵?
So I'm waiting did DJ do the test to make sure it wasn't like pool mining somewhere else before like it ramped up yet? Or not DJ, Red Panda. Did he do that test yet? I can't remember. I've been watching his live streams.
Yeah, he did. Are you talking about where the signal's going out?
Yeah, like is it truly I thought originally he wanted to do like a test to determine if it was mining to someone else right away before, because it takes like 2 hours to ramp up to your wallet, so I wasn't sure.
Panda was saying it checks out. I forgot what he said. Whatever it is. He said it checks out on that part. But the weird thing is, the 𝗟𝗏𝗏 kind of mentioned, and Panda did briefly mention on it as well. Yep. It can't solo mine, and it can only go to specific pools, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know the technical part of that.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange. Why would it only?
Well, I think I don't know all the technicalities either. Like I know the 𝗏multi-miner M2 has limited pools as well. So like, what's the relationship there? Like, is it because it's an FPGA, and do the pool? Like I know, like a great example is like for shits and giggles, I took my 𝗏𝐻𝑚𝐻 G1 Mini. It's a little white thing that mines Grin, and I wanted to put it on NiceHash, like just to mine Grin, get paid out NiceHash type of deal. And I do know that like when you take some of these odd pieces of hardware, like an FPGA, and you mine to a pool, sometimes you have to add extra parameters to like tell it what to do, because it doesn't recognize like the hardware. So this is just me throwing it out there. Maybe that's the case where like some of these pools have done the back end work in order to make sure that like that can occur. I don't know. Throwing it out there as an idea. Don't know how legitimate that is, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, man. You know, that thing's making like $800 a day.
You know, that's
$800
And that's on 𝗏𝐴SPA at like, what is it, 2 cents, 3 cents?
2
Like I don't even know
cents,
what we're at right now.
Yeah, It's, I think it's 2, 3. But imagine.
And the crazy thing is
doubled.
like, yeah, 𝗏𝐴SPA has, look how much 𝗏𝗏𝐴SPA, like 𝗏𝗏𝐴SPA's at 2.4. So like we've seen 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝐴SPA over 4 cents. And that's, okay guys, it's doubled its price. It's occurred. It could go there again. And just to think, you would be making 1,600 a day or 1,800 a day. Like, and that's at 4 cents. Like imagine $1. Like it just has this, like, not to say it's going to be there, but I'm just saying like, those are some of the things you got to think about. Like that's unreal. Unreal.
Assuming the price stayed the same, which I don't think it would, but assuming, you know, you could get the same amount of yield and everything, we stayed around that 2.4 or whatever it is, right? It would make, I think it was $360,000 a year. Now, again, I don't think that's going to happen, but it's just crazy to think about, right? Like you don't hear numbers like this ever even spoken about. Over $250,000. Like that's just crazy to think about for a single machine. It's not like, you know, I spent probably, I don't know, 150 grand on GPUs and all this stuff outside.
I know, right?
Compete. I'm happy with $12 a day right now. You know what I mean?
Woo!
Like,
I know. I know. So Retro Mike in chat says the Bitstream sends that, I think it meant notice or no nice, I'm not sure what he meant, and pools that don't implement it reject it. So that's why it's limited. So it's kind of similar to what I said. Like there needs to be a compatibility between the hardware and the pool side in order for it to actually work out. Yeah, well, it's funny going back to what you said there. You have always been of the school of thought of like, spend the money to make the money. So like buy the more higher end hardware, like the K7 for example. And do you have the KA3?
No, I decided not to.
Smart,
just keep,
smart. Yeah.
Like a new miner just keeps coming out for that one.
Yeah.
So.
But you've very much purchased some of the higher end hardware, especially with ASICs. And that's always been your school of thought, is what I feel like, is like buy those higher end units in order to gain the kind of higher profitability. Granted, Ice River's on a whole different plane. That's like I have on the way a KD Max and a KD Lite. Yeah, KD Max and a KD Lite with an agreement with a partner. And the KD Max at one point was going for like thousands and thousands of dollars. Like it's crazy that, like during the bull run, like before everything. So it's crazy to think of like where prices were and where they are today, which is nuts.
Because ASICs are so short-lived, right? Like probably the L7's a really good example, one that actually made it. It's been almost 2 years now, just a matter of time for that L9 to come out. But I mean, it's, you know, you're going to get 2 years, maybe 3 if you're lucky, but generally you're not going to be that top miner for years on end. Again, the L7's been really good with that. And there's a couple that are, so that's why I want the best, right? I don't want to buy something that's already old, because I mean, if I get 3 years out of 3 years from now, it's not even close to the best ASIC. So just chasing pennies at that time for me.
Well, a chat brought it up, second TL about was it second TL? Someone else about the D9. So that's shipped for you, right?
Yep, should be here Wednesday.
That's insane. So at 10 cents, not that it's realistic for most of the market right now, that's at $9.80 a day, and you're at what, 14 you said?
Oh, I'm not running it here. So I'm getting it hosted. So you just type in 9.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, do a science experiment. See the difference between 9 and, let's call it 16, because I'm usually 16. I was just 14 last month. Let's just see for the yearly.
So 9 profit is $10.49. So for the year, $3,800. For the $3,800 you're making a year. Now, if you jump to, you said 16?
Yeah, let's look up 16. Just for fun.
So you're only $5.72 a day. So it's down almost $1,800. $1,800 less. So that's significant price difference.
Almost half.
Almost half.
This is why, for me, you know, you guys do what you want. You want to run it at your house, do your thing. But for me, hosting for ASICs just makes so much more sense. Unless you're blessed and have a really good electric rate. You know, you might, like I said, for GPUs, 2-3 cents, 5, whatever. Who really cares? Not that serious. ASICs, don't ever underestimate the difference between 5 cents. Huge difference. And again, this is in the bear market. You know, if you would have looked up the D9 L7, 2 weeks ago, dude, it was making twice this, right? So don't get too confused or get too caught up on the dailies, right? These things will just Hadouken overnight. So I think it's going to be a huge difference. Yeah.
That's cool. So are you going to stack the dash or are you going to convert it?
Oh, I'm stacking it. I'm
stacking it.
man.
Okay. Okay.
Because BT.
Yeah, I was looking at Dash the other day, and I feel like more recently it was almost like $75. I mean, it's down to $49 right now, but it was up to $75 at one point, like recently.
Solid.
Yeah,
solid.
Here. Yeah, back in March. Yep, right around $75 it was.
So, the thing is, right? Like, okay, there's Bitcoin. For me, I'm thinking maybe 3x, right? Maybe probably 2x. 2x is super safe. Maybe 3x next bull run. You know, anything more than that, awesome. But it's probably somewhere in that range. Dash though, or not even just Dash, Nervos, any of these ASICs. While it is a riskier play, I'm thinking 5 to 10x, right?
Okay.
And you don't even need to get to all-time highs. I don't know about Dash specifically. I'm just saying that's how my mind works with a lot of
Dude, Dash's all-time high is $1,400.
Yeah, like we don't even need to hit close to that, right? So I love my Bitcoin, but you know, if I can make a bunch of those coins and hold a massive bag, the potential to 5-10x is much bigger than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's already seen it, you know, those big moves. I just, do you think it's ever gonna 5-10x in a bull run, like in between the bear to the bull? I don't think so.
I think it'll be interesting. Like, I think we'll definitely go up higher than where we were last time with like that 69 mark with Bitcoin. I definitely do. I mean, unfortunately, now it's our economy that's holding back crypto, like 100%. Like, you know, that's why for me, I'm like, I don't see this changing until our next election. I think that'll be very fruitful for our economy as well as crypto. So it's like, for my mindset is I'm just holding until that time period. I have no expectations unless I have some major purchases or investments I need to reinvest into my farm or anything like that. I don't plan to sell or liquidate anything until then. Pretty much.
That's smart. I'm thinking the same thing, man.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 100%. And it sucks because one of the main reasons I really liked crypto when I heard about it was a hedge against inflation. I'm like, oh, okay, great. We have, you know, a lot of inflation. And it has been nothing but the opposite. It's just pretty much followed the markets. Not to a T, but it's been pretty close. Of course, CASP has been doing its own thing. But it's a very micro cap coin. Not as much anymore, but I do think and hope one day that crypto does separate itself from the traditional markets and just does its own
that would
thing.
be so nice. It'd be so nice for it to exist outside of that so that we're not influenced as much. But I think it's too young right now. Like, it's too impacted by, you know, traditional spending and stuff like that. So I can see that for sure. So GPUs right now, this past week, had this whole Ironfish hype. I'm going to be honest. I think they should have delayed launch. The launch went well. Like, kudos to their team. Not a lot of teams will go from a test net to a main net and it's successful, like, and very easily successful. But what I saw with Ironfish though was like a few things. Like, first off, they didn't have a developer backed core wallet, which we're used to core wallets as miners. It's not ideal, but we'll do it. We're good. We'll run with it. You know, having a web wallet's a little bit better. Being on a more trusted third-party platform like a Zelcore or an Exodus, a little bit better. You know, being on cold storage, top tier. You know what I mean? Like, when you're on cold storage, you got our trust even more. I feel like they at least could have had Ironfish could at least had a core wallet. That would have been okay, cool, but they didn't. So that I actually did a poll when I live streamed the other day. I did a poll, and it was like 65%. I wish I was gonna actually screenshot it and send it to their developers. 65% of my viewers did not mine Ironfish because there wasn't a reliable wallet. It was like, really? Like, guys, 65% of the community out there didn't mine it. So first off, talk about the wallet situation. Thoughts on that, or thoughts on Ironfish overall?
Oh, you want to hear overall? I got an unpopular opinion.
Go for it. Go for it. 100%.
Nobody,
do it.
Listen, nobody's going to like me, man. I got a problem with
it.
Ironfish. Okay, I got a big problem with Ironfish.
Do it.
First off, okay, let me just look at this chart. Okay, so we were at like 154. We're at 11 right now. This reminds me of like an IPO for the stock world. The most recent one that I can just think of off the top of my head is Snow. I think it was Snowflake. Warren Buffett backed it. Started to the moon and just dumped and died out. Not saying that this will happen, but I find it, like you mentioned with the wallet, I find it really odd that they had so much money. Like, everybody and their mother was making a video on it. No hate to that. You do your thing, right? Whoever those people are. The point is they have all this money for YouTube backing. They have all this money for pool backing. That's an assumption, not a fact. I'm just assuming here. They have so much money to give out, but didn't have the decency to have a wallet in place. Like that, like how?
Yeah,
can you
well,
have, something just doesn't seem right with me with Ironfish. For whatever reason, it just doesn't sit well with me.
You think it's like a rug pull? If it has a rug pull feel to it, you can say it.
I don't know though. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I would say I'm definitely the type of guy that would say rug pull if I felt it was. I'm not sure. I just find it smells like fish. You see what I'm saying? I think Ironfish smells like fish, and I don't like any feeling
like
that I'm getting from Ironfish. It's just nothing.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion. I know.
Okay. So yeah, the wallet was definitely bothering me. Like you needed to have as I just talked about, the different levels of wallets and where our trust is as a community. But then the second part of that was like, be set up with exchange somewhere. It was like nowhere. Even on KuCoin, I don't even think it exists on there yet. They made an announcement that it's coming, but I don't think it's on there yet. So that really bothered me there. Was like, wait, why? You know what I mean? Like, why? We're not even on an exchange yet. And then this site, safe.trade, never heard of it before in my life. And this is the only site that offers it. No other exchanges I have found that offer it at all. Unless someone else knows another exchange available, this is it. And I agree with you. It has that VC feel a little bit to it because literally the second it launched on this site, their first evaluation was like $100, which was really weird to me. And then it instantly went up to 155 and then just crashed down. Like, bam. So I was like, wait, so all the original VCs like just cashed out, and they were like, all right, cool. We gave you the product. We're out. We're done. You know what I mean?
It feels like CoffeeZilla episode with Logan Paul when they created Crypto Zoo. Like it was like, oh my god, so much money, boys, so much.
Yeah.
Like,
well, they at least no, like they didn't deliver. At least like Ironfish delivered.
At least Ironfish delivered.
Except just no wallet. Like, you know, it was just kind of like even they even have now if they didn't have a wallet page, like a page that says like we're working on it, it's going to be coming soon. If they didn't have a wallet page, I think rug pull would be a very close second there, but at least they have a wallet page that's like we're working on it. It's something in their crosshairs, stuff like that. So
yeah, I'm not at rug pull levels, but I am suspicious and fishy. And so I'll just say for me personally, you know, you guys do what you want in chat and girls. But for me, you got to prove to me, you got to put some work.
Sure.
Day one, I don't know. Are they getting millions? Are they pushing out millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars? I don't know how much money these people have. But to me, put some work in, man. Develop something. Like slowly get your foot in the door and all this hype day one. Yeah, baby, Ironfish to the moon. Whoa. For me, I don't fall for that. Maybe there's a lot of Timmys out there that are like, oh my God, everybody's talking about it. Let me get in Ironfish. But for me, I'm like, you got to earn my trust. I don't know you. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's just me.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of hash rate on it, but also their difficulty. Are you familiar with their difficulty mechanism they have built in at all, DJ, with the difficulty?
What is that a question?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was a question. I'm sorry. Difficulty, that's okay. Chat's going on, things are going on. So with Ironfish, Ironfish's difficulty fluctuates all over the place, all the time, in order to keep with I think it's like a 60-second block time. So like that's built in. I read the white paper. It's built in with the white paper with the actual blockchain. So the difficulty will is insane, as you imagine now. If you mine it now, like when I had 4 rigs on it to start with day one when mainnet launched. And it was like, it would take me 24 hours to get 1 Ironfish. Now, this was before there was actually any value came out and the amount of money that came out on it. And then when it came out and it was like $154, I was like, all right, I can get it behind this. But then when it's down to $15, it's like, all right, I'm spending more on electric than I am, you know, so yeah, definitely questionable. I see in chat, by the way, a lot of people love Ironfish, just saying.
Really?
I'm kidding. No, there's so much like anti-Ironfish.
How much are they paying you, chat? Chat,
right.
How much are you getting paid? Listen, chat. If you're gonna make those comments, I better see #ad disclosed at the end of your comment.
That's right. Oh man, ironfish. So okay, cool. So with that being said, what else you got going on? What else you got going on in your world right now?
Lore. AI.
What? The what? The what? The what?
Lore.
Okay, tell me about it. Tell me about it. I know nothing about it.
I don't know much about it either because I looked at their website and they don't have anything to... Listen, I'm not saying... Listen, to be clear, I'm not saying this is the greatest thing ever, okay? It has the letters AI in it. Like I want to be involved anything AI related, whether that's proof of useful work, whether that's just simply an AI marketplace, what... Could be wrong in this, admittedly, so don't quote me, chat. I am admitting
here it
could be
comes.
wrong, but I genuinely think next bull run, AI is just going to be that thing. Last bull run was metaverse and crypto. This bull run, why not crypto-ish AI plays? You know, I think AI is not going anywhere. It's only going to get better and better and better. And so, you know, kind of like I think it's going to be a bubble. I don't know how long it'll last, but I want to capitalize on that bubble. I want to, you know, expand with that bubble, sell before the bubble pops. And I do think AI plays will be good. So yeah, their Q1 announcement for 𝗏𝗏 was kind of embarrassing. It said they're planting trees. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And long term, I'm paraphrasing here. Long term for 𝗏𝗏 was they want to continue to get their marketplace going. So yeah, not a good roadmap whatsoever, but has AI, and I think there's gonna be a lot of Timmies out there that will talk about it. And I think for me, it's worth getting, you know, maybe 100, 200,000 coins, and then be done with it. And hopefully it pumps, and we'll see what happens. So
yeah, I feel like your mentality is the perfect mentality to have when it comes down to like spec mining. It's like you're not saying this is going to the moon. You're saying you want to fill your bags, have a bag, get to a certain point, and then move on. Like I always like to tell people, if you're going to spec mine, set a point. Like, what is that amount that you want in your bags? Mine to it, and then pivot to the next thing. I always think that's a great avenue to go. And I think that's what sets a lot of your, like, enthusiast and hobbyist miners aside, is just the fact of, like, being able to do that with spec mining versus somebody who's, like, straight Bitcoin. Like, all Bitcoin or nothing type of mentality. I was looking here, core blockchain here. It looks like they're about, about 1 cent right now. All-time high about 4 in there. But the nice thing is they're not a month old. They're not 6 months old. They actually have some legs. Well, actually, I'm sorry. No, they're not just 30 days old or something like that. But it looks like they started back. Let's see here. Not too long ago. Looks like January of this year they kind of took off is what it looks like. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. So
yeah,
they got some legs under them. They got some legs. Yeah. Which is fine. Newish feels like ironfish. Ironfish feels newish. Yeah. 𝗏𝗏 sounds like it at least has some legs under it.
And, you know, I'm not really big on the daily profitability, but if you check out hashrate.no, 𝗏𝗏, maybe not today. I haven't checked it today, but 𝗏𝗏 has been up there, guys. If you have AMD cards, 𝗏𝗏 is always number 1 or number 2. Like,
oh, right here. Yeah, I see it in there.
6600 XTs, 6600, 5700 XTs. Maybe not the newer cards. Again, I'd have to check that. But for a lot of your AMD fans out there, 𝗏𝗏 has been really profitable. Again, right? Bitcoin's down to like 27K. So don't look at it and really hold a lot of value to that, in my opinion, the day-to-day action. But no, it changes every day. But it's definitely been it's been towards the top for sure. Kind of snuck out of nowhere.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I mean, for me, Bitcoin, Doge, Litecoin, those are still like, I feel like the safe bets as well. Same thing for me for Flux. Like, those are ones I have, like, for me that I'm like, cool, I'll continue mining into those. They're kind of my safer bets, the avenue I go. You know, I think you had a really good video the other day talking about kind of putting it back on Flux when everybody was pivoting off of it for like the next shiny thing.
Thank you.
In order to get higher yields.
Yeah, that shiny thing right now is ironfish.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big bug zapper. Let the bugs get zapped. Okay. Let them. Let all the Timmies out there. Come to me. Come. I'm over here. I'm mining Flux or Ergo. Or this is just an example. Doesn't matter what it is, right? Whatever other people aren't talking about, I'm all about it, man. Whatever the hash rate is low on, and I think it's got potential. Because at the end of the day, it's spec mining. A lot of these coins are speculative. So pick one that actually does something, or that you can. I mean, there's so many people I speak to, man. whether I'm live streaming or just talking in people's Discord, like, what does this coin do? Fast transactions. Who cares, dude? Everybody is. What is it? What does it do? What problem are you solving? It's gonna be the next Bitcoin. I hear that every day.
Oh, is that only because that's what people know? Like, they know nothing about it.
Yeah, and that's a problem. It's the same with stocks. Like, stocks are really not that different as far as like the buying and the mindset of things. If you can't tell me 3 things about what you're buying, or I guess in this situation, what you're mining, I mean, you're just shooting. You just hope. Boo, boo. Like, what does this thing do? What is the point of this? Like, if you ask me what HiveMapper does, I can tell you. If you ask me what Flux does, I can tell you. If you ask me what Diamond does, I can tell you. Like, I don't personally, get involved in things if I can't tell you what it does, or at least what's the point of having it. That's just me, though. That's just me.
Okay. No, it's a good point. I'm gonna put in chat here. I can't include them all, but I'll throw it out there. I just put, what are people GPU mining? 𝗏𝐴SPA, 𝗟𝐴, Dynex, or Ironfish. I know there's lots more. We just talked about Flux. We're talking about Ergo, but these are kind of the buzzy ones, I would say, over the last. Let's look at the last 6 weeks. 6 weeks, 8 weeks. These are the buzzy ones. Flux has always been there, but curious to see where people's GPU mining is right now, as of today. End of April. Kind of see where people's mindsets are geared towards.
Ironfish and 𝗏𝐴SPA right now winning.
Yeah. Which I think a majority would have been 𝗏𝐴SPA before Ironfish this past week. You know what I mean? Like, especially with everything.
I think before we gotta talk more about 𝗏𝐴SPA. We gotta talk more about 𝗏𝐴SPA.
Do it. Go for it.
I want to ask you.
Okay.
So maybe it's a statement / question at the end. I don't know. So 𝗏𝐴SPA's in.
I like it.
I'm on the fence with 𝗏𝐴SPA. I lean more towards the positive light, though the Ice River put a bad taste in my mouth. However, right, the thing with Bitcoin, right, it's going to take, I believe, another 100 years or so to mine all the Bitcoin, right? It's a very long-term play, right?
It's a finite amount, but has,
it's a finite amount, but it takes a very, like, they've really made it so it's a long-lasting thing, right? Like, it won't even be in our generation. One thing interesting about 𝗏𝐴SPA, I think, is most of the stuff's going to be mined already. I believe it's roughly 60%. I want to say by 2025 or 2027, don't quote me on that. Somebody feel free to answer. Almost all of it will be mined. So it's almost in a way how Bitcoin did it, but instead of making us wait 100 years, like, they're so far behind because they're such a new project. So I guess technically it's not behind, but they're accelerating that quickly. So we're going to find out what happens with 𝗏𝐴SPA way sooner. So I think in that sense, I find it kind of interesting, because I'm not going to have to wait 10, 20, 30, 40 years to really figure out what happens with 𝗏𝐴SPA. We're going to know real soon. And so, like, a lot of people that are negative on the ASIC side, I get that for other projects, right? Because they're much long-term plays. So you'll get your GPU, even Cadena was GPU for a while. You get your GPU and your FPGA stages, and then your ASICs. 𝗏𝐴SPA's designed to be real quick. We're supposed to get the coins for the GPU miners. We already got them. That's the thing. Like, I've been mining for a couple months. People have been mining it for 6 months. We've already got that bulk. We've already moved into those next stages. And so there's a lot of people who are negative on that. But if you really think about it, that's kind of the point, because it's much more accelerated than what you're used to. So we've already had that opportunity. What do you think?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. I started to think about it. Like, I haven't looked at their roadmap a ton, but it's almost like this is their phase 1, which is you mine out the coin, right? And then you have your finite amount of 𝗏𝐴SPA that's available on the market. This is it. Eventually, and that's kind of it. It almost creates that instant demand in that regard. I'm curious to see what happens with, 𝗏𝐴SPA went ahead and was it Rust, which went ahead and increased their transaction speeds even faster. Last I looked, it was like faster than like Visa, MasterCard, like your credit card transactions now. So now, with that being said, it's like, is this product what it can provide on its blockchain now attractive to e-commerce platforms? This is where my mind goes, like the business side of it. All right, let's put a use to this. Now, I did really like seeing, like, when I hosted my own 𝗏𝐴SPA core wallet, and then when 𝗟core came out, I transferred it to 𝗟core, and it was like instant. I hit transfer, and within seconds, it was already at 𝗟core, and I was this is awesome. Like, this is awesome. But that was even before they came out with the latest update with Rust. So now I'm like, holy cow, like, how fast is fast? It's like instant. So now I'm like, okay, like, if you and I talked about this in the past, if real world adoption comes around for 𝗏𝐴SPA being used as a backend, not a front end currency, but the blockchain on the back end to say like Visa is now on 𝗟𝗃, meaning when you swipe your credit card, it's using the 𝗟𝗃 network to do those transactions. That is where I'm hoping we get to. Like, I'm hoping that's what happens with 𝗟𝗃, where, you know, everybody always totes these horns of like fast transactions. Well, this is a great example of fast transactions, almost pretty much instant, that can now go ahead and be adopted in real world e-commerce where people can truly understand it. Like, to explain this to your parents, oh, this transfer is really fast, that doesn't mean anything to them. But if you're like, Visa now transfers on the 𝗟𝗃 blockchain, and that's why when you swipe your credit card, it's instant now versus you're sitting there waiting for approval. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
100%.
that would be a huge difference and catapult 𝗟𝗃 forward. So when 𝗟𝗃 is 2 cents, it's like, okay, but when it gets adopted, what is it going to be?
Yeah, crypto's really confusing for people, especially people who aren't, you know, interested. We're such a small niche. My dad asked me, because I think it's really, it's great to talk to your friends in the crypto world about it, but we all get it, right? So it's awesome to talk to somebody who doesn't get it, because the mass majority of people don't get it and probably won't get it, right? So I asked my dad, you know, how come you're not into it? He's like, dude, what's the point? He's like, imagine going to Walmart, right? And then, you know, Timmy's out there. He doesn't say Timmy. Little Timmy's out there, and he's trying to swipe his phone or his little card. And he's like, hold on, guys, I'm waiting. That's kind of the stage we've been at. Like, could you imagine?
We don't know any better.
Walmart, and then little Granny's out there trying to get her crypto going. And she's like, oh, which part do I scan? No, that's your that's your receipt address. You need your.
It is not user friendly. Not user friendly at all.
Everything. Yeah. So you're gonna need a card. Now the thing is too, another thing. He said, what if I lose my money? What if I get scammed on my crypto? I said, you lose it forever. That is a huge concern. Not because it happened to me and I lost all my crypto. Whatever. That's bridge under the or water under the bridge. Whatever, right? But to little Granny out there, to literally people's mothers, their aunts, their sisters and stuff, they lose their money through this crypto stuff. That's some serious, like, that's not, you know, you can't have that. You cannot have that happening to millions of people all at once. So,
it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword though, because like, I totally agree with you. Security needs to be a factor, but it's like, you can't have, it's not like you could contact Visa's credit card customer support and get help with that. Like when it comes down to like 𝗟𝗃 or Bitcoin, like, or Ethereum, like there's no one to contact. And that's also what makes it so valuable to me, is the decentralization part. The second you put a company in front of it, this, like, you know, see, I understand what you're saying, the security side of it, but that's also the whole attraction to crypto. I like crypto and I'm most attracted to crypto because of the decentralization, and it's not involved with oversight. I don't like oversight, and that's why for me I like it. But I understand what you're saying, where now it's that fine line where will it get real world adoption because it doesn't have that security oversight. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, like how are you going to get all these, like, okay, hey man, look, trying to convince somebody, like, again, my father, or honestly anybody who's not into crypto, dude, put all your money onto this card. Okay, cool, but you could lose it all, but it's decentralized. Oh, I can't wait to sign up for that. That sounds great, having the risk of losing my entire net worth. Like, how do you explain that to people? What is the benefit for them? So we're gonna have to get that. So I personally think.
Sure, I see what you mean.
So I'm thinking crazy here. Call me crazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a lunatic.
Crazy.
I'm thinking like your Coinbases of the world, 𝗟𝗃, you know, you can use your crypto through that and stuff. But if you're trying to send larger sums of money, keep that completely decentralized, like how it is now. But you're going to have some kind of centralized whoever company if you really want the whole world to use it. But you can still keep it in your Tangem wallet, or you know, keep it on that hardware wallet. Absolutely, those won't go away. But you're going to have some sort of centralization, because too many people will lose their money. Now with Visa, like you brought up, right? I get it all the time, even when it's just me. I tried to buy a 4070 the other day. Thank God I didn't. My bank blocked my card. It's like, oh, you're trying to spend $600. So you don't get that with crypto. Somebody does that to your grandma or your aunt or something, they just lost their money. That's it.
So you're saying, which I think I can get behind, is like having a larger body or organization like Coinbase, like an exchange, but that builds the user interface to safeguard the user, requiring KYC, you know, so like you're at the food store and you want to use Bitcoin to spend your money, you would use the Coinbase app, and Coinbase
Yeah.
is kind of there to protect you, to be the intermediary between it. So that makes sense. I can see where you're coming from on that, but then you still have the option to, I want to send from my wallet to yours, and
Absolutely.
Coinbase isn't involved at all. So then you still have that.
Exactly.
So I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying. Yeah, that I think you're gonna have to get to that point. You're gonna have to have, and an exchange might be the perfect middleman.
Yeah.
Because like with Coinbase, they have all the, now granted, Coinbase is talking about moving outside of the US because of all the crap they're getting, which I don't blame them. It drives me insane with we won't get too political here, but it drives me insane with our current administration that like we say we're supporting crypto, but we're doing everything we can to force it out the door. Everything we can, including the largest exchange in the US having issues with our current administration. It's just, it is not pleasant to see as somebody who supports crypto.
Absolutely. And again, like TradeOgre's still going to be there, right? I'm not saying take 𝗟𝐸𝐽𝐻 off. I'm not saying take any of that off. Keep all that. But you're not going to get mass adoption. Hey, Granny, you want to check out TradeOgre?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great. Let's go on TradeOgre. Like what? No, absolutely not. No, you're not going to get billions of people to be interested in crypto if you have that risk and there's no backing of, like, there has to be some sort of backing, man. I mean, it's a nice feeling knowing if I get hacked, somebody swipes my card. It hasn't happened to me, but I know people that have. And you go shopping in the mall and stuff. You just say it wasn't me. And then they go, oh, okay, cool. They might look into it a little bit, watch cameras. I don't know what they do. Do a police report. You get all your money back.
It's just easier to file with it, insurance, and you're done. That's pretty much, you know, what happens is what I've learned pretty quickly in that regard. Oh, man. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy to see. Why don't we take some questions from chat, and then we'll wrap things up for today. I'm going to get my music back on as I just closed the tab. So if you guys have questions for DJ and I, fire away. Not a super long stream this afternoon, but plenty of time, which is always good. Always having a good time. So fire your either at me or at DJ and let us know, and we'll go from there. Let's see.
There were a lot of questions. Y'all better bring them back, because
I know. That's right. That's right. That's right.
What are your thoughts on Radiant? What are your thoughts on Radiant, hobbyist?
I have no stake in Radiant at all. I've never gone down the route of looking into it. I've never spent time looking into it. There's just, I think this comes down to your school of thought a little bit, is like, what is the project doing that's like super impactful, that's going to pull eyes on it or attention on it? And so for me, I mean, I know there's a Radiant loyalist. I get it. Kudos to you guys. I saw it with the proof of work kind of like roundtable they did the other day with like Flux and Daniel Keller and those guys and stuff, and that was cool to see. But I really don't have any interest in Radiant. I'm not saying it's, you know, terrible. What about you? Are you mining Radiant at all?
I am not, but I want to. Just with a rig, same kind of ordeal. I don't know what the next big coin is. I figure, I need to get it up and running. I just want to get one rig going for it. Why not? Okay. Maybe something will happen with it. If not, what I spent $50 in electric, whatever. I don't care. But yeah, I want to get us a little bit of it, because you just never know, man.
Yep.
But I don't want to go too poo-poo. Yeah, like I said, when it's brand new, listen, when it's brand new, fresh shit straight out the dog's asshole, I'm not really interested in it. Yeah. I want that shit to kind of simmer a little bit and maybe.
Your analogy is terrible. Your analogy is terrible.
All right, look, when it's a brand new shit coin, I'm not interested. You got to prove yourself a little bit to me. I do think Radiant has proven itself a little bit. Like, I'm seeing a lot of hype around it. That's when I start to get interested. You know, maybe that doesn't make me the most money, but I'm not going after Frog Coin. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's true. There's different levels of shit, in my opinion. Can I curse? I'm sorry if I can't.
You can do whatever you want. I mean, I drink beer on my stream. You can vape. I don't care, dude. So another question here on is, you have a lot of Radiant. Should you swap? You want more Caspa? Should you swap? Yes. If you want it, just swap to it. Like, there's nothing holding you back. Like, do it. Go for it. Absolutely. When do you think the next bull run is? My guess, as I said earlier, was the next election. I think the next election,
2024 then?
Yeah, I think it's going to help to, you know, it's going to fuel the economy a little bit, is the way I'm looking at it. And I think that's what we need. We also need just, I mean, I'll be honest, without getting too political, we need a different administration in place to put money back into people's pockets. Right now, that's not the case. And when there's no money in people's pockets, they're not spending extra money on Dogecoin or Litecoin or Bitcoin. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people spent money from those COVID checks on crypto, and I'm okay with that. But it's like that, you know, that's not occurring right now, but we need to get bounced back. So that's my thoughts. What about you? Are you in the same boat? You think next election we'll see things, the economy recover?
Yeah, 2024. I think again, I've been saying this for a while. I think by the time we get closer to 2024, we'll see a nice little incline. I mean, of course, it's going to go up and down like it has been. But as we get through 2024, it's going to be really nice. And I think 2024 will be solid, like you mentioned, and 2025 will be golden. So, you know, ups and downs the whole way through. We're going to be consolidating. We're going to, you know, bunch of movements. But yeah, absolutely, man. Somebody asked me about 𝗏. I think it was Gordon. What do I know
𝗏?
What do I know about 𝗏? Okay, what does it do? Like I said, the roadmap is dog crap. But, and again, this maybe doesn't match for everybody. AI. It says AI. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. Don't know anything about the company. AI marketplace, where they kind of like Render, which is on Coinbase, not GPU mineable, but everybody and their mother needs GPUs right now. It's kind of opening that marketplace for that. I like what that has behind it. So I can't name 3 things because there's nothing on their website. I'll be honest with you. That's what I would say. Planting trees. That was their
planting trees. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Question here from we have: how much would you charge someone for helping them set up their mining rig or hive and optimizing profitability? How much would I charge someone to do it? So I haven't set it up yet, but I am looking to set up a consulting site to allow people to reserve my time. It's one of my many projects on my massive list of things trying to find time for, and I'd love to help new miners do that. Set up a rig, get it up and running, and teach them how to do it. Do like 30-minute or 1-hour intervals. I think that would be a lot of fun. As to a price, I have no clue. I have to look at it. Whatever Panda's charging, but less. That's what I'll say. You know, got to come in and undercut. You know, but
he's
yeah.
150.
Okay.
150 or
okay.
It's something you can ask him.
So we'll do like 149 then. You know, just to be safe. You know.
Me, the answer would be, it depends how dumb you are or smart you are. All right, look, if you're a quick learner, I'll help you out by 50 bucks.
You're gonna send them a skills test ahead of time just to like gauge
I'm
their
gonna send you some math or something. But listen, if you start to waste a lot of time, hey buddy, it's gonna be like 75. I'll tell him straight up though. I am an upfront guy. I'm like, listen, man, you ain't catching on, and I got shit to do.
You ain't catching on. I'm out. You got my time.
I'm gonna have to raise the rate.
What pool are we using for 𝗟coin? I'm not currently mining 𝗟coin right now. I was using minerpool.pro, which was previously, I think it was like minerpool.com, whatever. I use them for a lot. It's funny you bring up 𝗟coin because I've been thinking about, I have a rig of 12 6600s, and I have this weird mindset of like, I am okay with having even one GPU on a cryptocurrency, just knowing that while it's going up a tiny bit. Like, there's something about that. So I have a 12 GPU 6600 rig, and I may have some fun and put it on 12 different cryptocurrencies. Like, that flight sheet's going to be insane, but I think that would be really cool. Like, just to have that, you know, all 12 of those wallets moving upward. That's kind of my thought. It's like, I hate having a wallet that I have semi-interest in just sitting stagnant for months. That's been my 𝗟coin. It hasn't moved. I open up my core wallet and it's just been sitting there for months and months and months. So yeah, what about you? You're not mining 𝗟coin, right?
I'm supposed to. To because I let the viewers vote, and 𝗟coin's number 8.
Oh yeah,
so I'm trying to do it in order out of 11 as best as I can. No, I do the Kevin O'Leary approach, man. It's the safest bet you can do. Maybe it's not the most lucrative, but listen, someone asked him, because he's involved in so many crypto projects. This was more in the bull run. You know, how do you have 30 cryptos that you believe in? He said, I don't believe in all of them. I just need 1 or 2 of them to do right, and it'll make me richer.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing. That's why I'm mining Dynex and 𝗟𝐸 plus Flux plus ERG, all this stuff. I'm just diversifying. 1 or 2 of them will pop off. The rest will probably get buried in the sand. Who cares? We'll make money off of those 1 or 2. Hopefully 1 or 2 of those will be the next Ethereum. And it'll make up for all the others. So yeah, I don't know what. No, do you know what's the next big coin? Nobody knows. Right?
If I knew what it was, I want to tell you.
Exactly. Nobody knows. So yeah, just have a little bit of everything.
Oh, we got a question here. Our thoughts on Ergo. So I had 1 rig on Ergo just right now because of just like, as I said, same statement, wanting to build that wallet a little bit. But like, I feel like 𝗟𝐬, and I haven't followed the project in months, but I feel like 𝗟𝐬, like that meme of like the kid poking like a dead dog with a stick saying do something. Like it's just the case. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? You know, like give me something big. Like, yeah. So I don't know. Your thoughts on 𝗟𝐬 right now?
𝗟𝐬 is actually doing a lot, man. I don't pay attention as much to 𝗟𝐬, but every time I look at my Twitter, I will watch some of their YouTube videos. They're always doing something, like extremely active. They're arguably more active than any other people I've seen. Maybe besides 𝗏𝐻𝐿. Like every single week, they have meetings. They're constantly opening up and just explaining what they do. 𝗟𝐬, we all knew after the merge was huge. I was really hoping 𝗟𝐬 would be that next coin. I'm still triple mining it. I hope it does something. They have to kind of earn everybody's trust back, I think.
Yeah.
As far as like the Twitter thing, some other, moral issues. But I mean, I hope, I would rather 𝗟𝐬 take off or a Lithium, something that's efficient, than Raven coin or something. Just
that'd be painful. That'd be painful right now. Yeah.
Like a Lithium, dude, is like 61 watts on my 3070.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'll take it all day.
Yeah,
I'll take it all day.
The lower the bill, the better. So I would prefer it to be something like that.
So Sam Fisher gives us praise and then says, my question is about, should you buy an Ice River? Do you think it's worth investing on now that are waiting? So like, it's a double-edged sword. Do you go ahead and take the risk of the amount of money we're talking about here? You send it and then you never get anything and you're screwed. There's no company to reach out to you for you to reach out to them to get your money back. But if you do get one right now, because Ice River literally has come out of nowhere, it feels like in the last 4 weeks. And so unfortunately, when something's popping like this, the scams pop up as well. So who knows? Now, Red Panda has been the only person credible in our scene that has gotten one, has tested it, and it is producing the amount of profit that it's getting. But even he is hesitant to recommend it to people because he doesn't know if you spend the money and then they just peace out because you know what I mean? So that's something to keep in mind as well. So, yeah, it's a double-edged sword. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, I personally, even if I had the money, I wouldn't buy one right now.
I wouldn't buy it for sure.
Okay.
The first reason is because they don't ship out. They're doing like pre-orders right now.
Oh, really? So they're not even doing. Yeah.
What is it, July or something?
Oh, so if you order right now, it's a pre-order. They're doing batch orders, is what they're doing, which never ships on time.
Not fan of.
Batch orders never ship on time.
Bitmain, okay. But Ice River, let's say it's July. Yeah, and it ends up being November, October. By then, dude, Bitmain could come out with something. IB Link could come out. I don't know, some random. We never thought Ice River would come out. Somebody else could come out with a way better one. There's way too much risk. I kind of look at Ice River, dealing with Ice River is kind of like getting your heart medicine from an alleyway and a guy that you don't know. Is it worth the risk?
Okay.
Probably not for me.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. We'll definitely see there. What other questions you guys got? Do you see any that stand out for you?
Somebody was talking about Shia, or not Shiba. You know anything about Shiba?
Shib? No, Shib's not doing anything, guys. What are you talking about? It's the biggest meme coin out there. I mean, no. I mean, what, are you gonna buy it? No, back in the day, I mean, I got myself a decent amount of it just from using on Mineable, mining Ethereum Classic, getting some Shib, got a wallet of it, and that was 2 years ago maybe, and that was it. So I haven't done anything since.
Now, I would say you got to put respect on Shiba's name because it is the 14th biggest crypto in the world. 14. I mean,
sure. Well, it's because it blew up so quickly off of hype. That's it. That's it. You know.
In that sense, I do respect Shiba.
Okay.
For me, though, I'm not going to get involved in it, but I'm always going to think about it. You know, if it starts pumping for a couple days, a week, or 2 weeks, there's definitely some potential there, similar to how Dogecoin was.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, everybody likes Flux and 𝗟𝐬 and 𝗏𝐻𝐿, but then they don't like the 12th biggest crypto in the world. So
yeah, it makes it hard.
You gotta respect it.
Yeah, there's something I want to start doing, and I need to get better at, is taking profits. And so even if it's taking profits of some of these odd coins here and there, take the profits, roll them into Bitcoin or roll them into something I'm more comfortable with, and move on. I need to start doing that so that I could, be like something like Ironfish. Take my profits and roll them. you know, and move on. I think that's the only way to do it with half of these coins, unfortunately, because half of them you don't even know if they'll be here in a month from now. You know what I mean? You don't even know if they'll exist anymore.
Yeah. And I think for me, I'm in a privileged circumstance where I have a full-time job.
Yeah,
so I feel like for me, and this is probably the best situation you can be in, either a YouTuber or having a full-time job of some sort, to where like if the coin doesn't work, like I can afford to hold Dynex to the next bull run, right? I don't need Dynex. I mean, I prefer it to make money, but if it doesn't make money, who cares? It's really not, it doesn't matter. Now, the people, I don't want to say I feel bad for it because it's a decision they made, but the people who have to worry more about daily profitability and selling is the people who are living off of this, right? So if you're like, man, I can't pay my electric bill, or I can't pay my house payment because I really got to sell this Dynex, I think you kind of put yourself in an exchange that you don't really want to be in. Like, kind of defeats the whole purpose of being involved in the crypto, because it's really a long-term play more than like what's going on today or next week.
Yeah, people over leverage themselves a lot. I saw that in the last bull run, where like everybody wanted to jump on the hype in the train, so they were like, oh yeah, putting everything under the sun on credit cards and stuff like that. And it's like,
oh no,
so many, great example, so many of these big Bitcoin mining farms closed up shop during this current bear market because they over leveraged. They literally took out their business loans based off of Bitcoin being $70,000 and their current profitability off of Bitcoin being at $70,000. Well, when Bitcoin goes down to 20, guess what? You still owe that loan and you can't pay it. And that's why, like, looking at like traditional stocks, I know it's up DJ's World. I got in some HUT8 early on in the last, I'd say, year. And I'm really glad I did, because when they released their financials to show that they are not leveraged off of Bitcoin's price, I was thrilled to see that. And that's why they're so profitable. They're in the green. They're expanding. It's like, okay, you did business right. And that's why you're continuing to grow and your competitors are closing.
I got a question for you, hobbyist.
Okay,
little Timmy's out there. Listen, there's got to be a lot of smaller miners, because your poll at the beginning of the stream was how many GPUs do you have? Most people, I think the
under
50. Under 50. So there's a lot of new people. They're looking up to you, Mr. Hobbyist, and they're wondering, do I expand? What does the hobbyist miner say is now the time to expand?
If you can financially afford it, yes. That's how I'll put it. If you can financially afford to expand without over leveraging yourself, your family, debt, do not go into debt for crypto. Yes, expand. Now's a great time to expand. 100%. 100%.
There you go.
What about you, DJ? Do you reflect the same or no?
Turn your headphones down. What? Shit. The bull run. Okay, now so the bull run, right? Why would why are we gonna expand and buy all our hardware and stuff in the bull run when it costs 3 times as much? Like, if you really do, I'm not saying everybody does, but if you do believe in crypto, if you believe in Flux or Dynex, whatever it is, now's the time to get involved, to get your infrastructure up, get your PDUs.
Yeah, I agree.
Think about stuff like that, man. PDUs are gonna go up 3 times in value. Frames, man,
power
those
supplies,
things are
big ones.
Power supplies are going to cost double what they cost right now.
Yeah, so the frames give you an idea. The 12 GPU open for air frame would go for like $120, $150 in the bull market, and now goes for like less than $50 right now on Amazon. It is unreal. Like, all that supporting hardware that people cheap out on, well, guess what? Now's the time to buy it, because it's cheap as anything, because these companies have massive amount of stocks of them. So I agree with you. Now's definitely the time. Great example, the S19J Pros that I bought. Those were like $18.50 each. What were S19J Pros in the last bull run? 14, 13?
Oh yeah.
And now they go for 18. Now, granted, they are last bull runs like unicorn. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna be older when the next bull run hits. There's going to be much better hash rate out there. I get it, but they're still going to be profitable. I wouldn't say for the next bull run after our next one, they're probably not going to be profitable anymore, but the next day, that's the difference. It's like, holy cow, look at the price difference between now and what, 2 years, not even, of the S19J Pro. Insane.
L9 pre-order. If it was legit, let's say Bitmain today is like, yo, hobbyist, they tag you, they say, hobbyist, pre-orders are up. Are you pre-ordering the L?
Maybe. That is the L7, because the L7 has such longevity, has stayed profitable. Script mining has stayed afloat during the bear market. I probably would say yes. I probably would say yes.
Me too.
But it's expensive. I mean, based off of those numbers we saw the other day, it's like double the hash rate, the same wattage, but you're talking $9,000 plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it all comes down to that profitability. What's that profitability now during the bear market versus the bull market? So yeah.
Is the ASICs are still awesome. Like all the new ASICs
crazy.
Still good. Still making anywhere from $8 to $12, even with Bitcoin going down this much. Yeah, that's the only thing that's, well, I can't say the only thing. The Ice River is paying off a whole car payment every single day of the week.
I know. Is that nuts?
Yeah. Dude, it's $25,000 a month or something.
Mine that to trade over. Yeah. Flip that to Bitcoin and count your Bitcoin, baby. Count your Bitcoin.
Yep. That's what I would keep a little bit of Caspa.
For sure. Yeah,
With the rest, we swap into Bitcoin.
You know what? Build that initial bag. As you and I say, build that initial bag.
Yeah.
And then after that, just dump it or do 50. 50% of it, cash out to Bitcoin. 50% of it, bag it. And, man, 100%. Yep. But, like, you also have to get over the hump of purchasing the Ice River. Like, that's the hard part. It's like, that's nuts. That's nuts. Cool. Well, let's wrap things up there. What else you got? Go ahead. What do you got? Fully Electric.
One last thing. Fully Electric says his mom watches me. Hi, Fully Electric mother.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Oh, awesome. Guys, we're going to wrap things up there. Sunday afternoon. We both have things to do. We appreciate you guys coming out. This was fun for about an hour and 20-minute stream today. If you guys like this, I want to see more of DJ and I doing this, just let us know. We'll definitely go ahead and consider it, see what we can do to do this more often. It was a boatload of fun. We got 180 of you guys in chat right now. Make sure you guys go over. I guarantee 99% of you guys subscribe to DJ Minds. But if you don't, and you're one of the 180 people that are watching that don't subscribe to DJ Minds, go over. Great personality. Always a lot of fun. Go check him out. Guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. From myself and DJ Minds, we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Appreciate it, Hobbies.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.